what's up guys, let's talk about the hip hinge. This is one of the most fundamental movement patterns that you really need to master when you dive into the world of strength training. Now, the fundamental features of the hip hinge involve a soft bend in the knees, the hips shooting back, and the spine in neutral. So this is what I want to look like at the bottom of every rep. You'll notice that my chest is up, my back is not rounded over, nice and flat and neutral, my chin stays tucked, and I have a minimal bend in my knees, okay? This is not a squat. A lot of times when people are learning the deadlift hip hinge movement, they end up doing a squat instead. So a squat is very knee dominant, knee and hip dominant. So this is a squat from the side. Notice how I'm flexing at my knees a lot as I drop down. For the hip hinge, you instead want to think of driving the hips back, not down. So notice this, hinge, butt back, up, hinge back, spine stays in neutral, and up. All right, now I'm going to show you some drills to help really get this movement pattern down. First, we have the dowel drill, which is the most basic drill to learn the hip hinge. For this one, you want to have a light stick. Even a broomstick works, a dowel. This costs like $1 to $2 at your local hardware store. So all you want to do from here, if you're going to have it behind you, you want to have 3 points of contact, all right? You have behind your head, right here, between your shoulder blades, and right on your tailbone. So what's nice about this is you have this tactile cue to where you can physically feel the 3 points of contact. This is my starting position. So what I'm going to do is, as I push my hips back, I'm going to pay close attention and make sure I'm maintaining those 3 points of contact at all times. So notice how they're touching, touching, touching all the way down. I'm at the bottom of the rep and back up. So you want to go nice and slow for these ones. And if at any point in time, if I round over, look what happens here. I've lost my head point of contact, and now I'm at 1 point of contact because I've lost that tailbone contact too. Okay, so you can know if you lose any of those 3 points, you've lost form. So then you can quickly and easily correct yourself. Just shift your body, chest up, spine in neutral, chin tucked again, until you can feel all 3 points, and then you can do your reps. For these ones, I like to perform sets of 10 to 15 reps. The next is the butt tap drill. I really like this one because it forces you to sit back with your hips. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna stand a few inches in front of a wall facing out, and from here, I'm gonna push my butt back behind me until my butt taps the wall, hence butt tap. So as I do this, tap, up. So right now I'm really, really close, so I'm not getting too much range of motion, but that's okay. So once I get comfortable here, I'm gonna take a couple steps forward, just a couple inches, and do it again. And you'll find that the farther forward you move, the more you're gonna have to push your hips back. And you'll find too, if you end up squatting too much, so you go down, your butt's not gonna be touching the wall, okay? So this is a good way to ensure you're moving back with the hips. Move forward a little bit more. And then you'll find towards the end, you're reaching with your butt, reach, reach, reach. Now that is a really solid hip hinge. At the bottom, you should feel a really nice stretch in your hamstrings. That's how you know you're doing it right. And you come back up. So practice these ones. Sets of roughly 10 to 15 reps. Now we're gonna try a drill with a bench in front of your legs. This is nice because you have a stopper for your knees so that your knees cannot drift forward, okay? Notice how from the sides, as I perform this exercise, my shins actually, there's little to no movement in my shins as I perform this hip hinge, okay? So they stay roughly vertical through the whole range of motion. And now if I want to squat, move my knees forward, I can't, right? Because I have this bench physically blocking me from doing so. So from here, that's stopping me. Hips can only go back. Hip hinge. Just like that. The last drill you can try is with a barbell positioned right behind your calves. Notice here I've got 45-pound bumper plates. Any plates will work as long as it's a little bit raised off the ground so you can feel it pressing against your calves. I've got little plates behind just to prevent it from sliding back like this, so they're kind of like a stopper. So I'm going to stand here with my calves touching the barbell the entire time. So same idea here as the bench. If I wanted to drift my knees forward, I would lose that physical contact behind my calves and the bar. So instead of letting this happen where I want to squat down, so here's what like a squat would look like, right? instead of that happening, my calves stay touching, shins stay vertical, hips drive back, just like that. So you've got that tactile cue to remind you what the hip hinge is supposed to feel like. All right, I've showed you 4 really good hip hinge exercises to drill this movement pattern. Once you feel really comfortable here, once it feels more natural and your form is looking really, really solid, you are then ready to add load.